Because I do want to get back to this point with the left and Melania Trump. Why can't she just be her own woman and have sex?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And I agree.
The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they handle it that way?
As you may heard, I filed a few lawsuits, and I'm in the court now because they accuse me of doing stuff that I never did in my life, and they wrote lies, and I will not allow that. I will fight till the end because I don't want that they damage my reputation and my name.
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out.
For years, The View has been one of the most controversial talk shows on television. Its co-hosts have built their careers on bold opinions, fiery debates, and unfiltered commentary. But this time, they went too far. Melania Trump just won a $900 million defamation lawsuit against The View and one of its most outspoken co-hosts, Sunny Hostin. This isn't just another lawsuit. This changes everything. A legal case this massive could send shockwaves through the media industry. It could lead to the end of The View, force networks to change how they operate, and even make public figures rethink how they engage with the press. But how did this happen? What did The View say that cost them nearly $1 billion? And most importantly, could this be the final nail in the coffin for the show? Let's break it all down.
Come in front of the jury, though. The judge has ruled that.
We're on television now. And then after Melania gave birth to the baby, he found Stormy to strip around with, right?
Yeah.
It's like people should look at him and say, you know, what kind of an insecure jerk are you? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my wife's pregnant. I'm not attracted to her big belly or something. And now she's paying attention to the baby and not me.
It all started with a single statement from Sunny Hostin during an episode of The View. In what seemed like a casual discussion, Hostin confidently claimed that Melania Trump hates her husband and is only with him for financial reasons. She presented it not as an opinion, but as a fact. There was no source, no proof. Just an assumption made on live television. And here's the problem. Nobody pushed back. The other co-hosts, including Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, nodded along as if it was common knowledge. No questions were asked. No one said, wait, do we actually have evidence for this? It was yet another example of The View casually throwing out serious accusations about a public figure without any accountability. But this time, they picked the wrong target. Melania Trump has been criticized by the media for years, but this time, she decided to fight back.
I said to my husband that, the language is inappropriate. It's not acceptable. And I was surprised because that is not the man that I know. But my husband is real. He's raw. He tells it as it is. He's kind. He's a gentleman. He supports everybody.
Melania Trump is no stranger to negative press. Since the moment she stepped into the public eye as First Lady, she has been the target of relentless criticism. The media has portrayed her as cold, distant, and uninterested in politics. They have questioned her fashion choices, criticized her White House Christmas decorations, and mocked her speeches. Some have even speculated that she never wanted to be First Lady in the first place.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the First Lady anymore.
One of the most infamous narratives was the claim that she hates Christmas, based on a leaked private conversation. That one clip turned into an entire media storm. Through it all, Melania stayed silent. She rarely addressed the attacks, rarely defended herself, and refused to engage in media feuds. But this time, she made it clear she wasn't going to let The View get away with it.
It's Christmas. Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want to She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Melania has been the subject of countless false stories. So why did she choose this particular moment to take legal action? The answer is simple. This was not just an opinion. It was defamation. Melania's legal team argued that Sunny Hostin's comments were not just careless gossip, they were a direct attack on her character with zero basis in reality.
Allegedly, he was cheating while Melania was pregnant. That was all.
This was not a case of journalists presenting evidence and drawing conclusions. This was a nationally televised talk show treating false claims as facts, damaging Melania's reputation in the process. And the law is clear. When false statements are presented as fact and harm a person's reputation, that is defamation. So Melania's legal team took action. And what followed was one of the most high-profile defamation cases in television history.
Now, you know who has been bragging all over the campaign trail about how he's the one that overturned Roe v. Wade. But apparently, his wife has different thoughts on the reproductive rights after posting this video plugging her memoir. Take a look.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
Melania didn't just file a lawsuit, she went all in. She assembled an elite team of lawyers who built a rock-solid case against The View. ABC, the network behind the show, scrambled to defend themselves. They tried to argue that what was said on The View fell under free speech. But Melania's legal team tore that argument apart. They presented evidence after evidence showing that The View had a pattern of making false and damaging statements about conservative figures. They pointed out multiple instances where the show's hosts had engaged in similar reckless behavior, making claims without sources, attacking public figures without evidence, and using their platform to push personal narratives. This wasn't just about one statement. It was about a pattern of behavior that had gone unchecked for years. And now, the consequences had finally caught up with them.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I wanted to play this, but we decided we shouldn't play it. We don't want anybody to have any sort of a way to get it down. I saw you on The View.
Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sunny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know. So I wasn't expecting necessarily for her to kind of try to ambush me in that way and attack my character in that way.
Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true.
They get so much hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
yeah.
it is a rabies-infested henhouse.
When the verdict came in, it shocked the entire media industry. The jury ruled in Melania's favor, awarding her $900 million in damages. This was one of the largest defamation settlements in television history, and it sent a clear message to media outlets everywhere. Reckless, agenda-driven attacks will no longer go unpunished. But for The View, this was more than just a financial blow. This was an existential crisis, and the fallout was just beginning.
Was he made that you would have to be sitting here defending him?
You never thought about that, but I'm not surprised in one way, because a lot of people, they're against my husband, and he's run for president, so nothing surprised me.
It's got to be hard, though. I mean, it's got to be a difficult thing.
In one way, it's hard because press, it's very dishonest, and it's a lot of lies that they've written also about me as my husband. And you need to defend yourself all the time.
With $900 million in damages, The View is now in serious trouble. ABC is in panic mode. Industry insiders say advertisers are pulling out left and right, not wanting to be associated with a show that just lost nearly $1 billion in court. And now, executives are reportedly considering canceling the show altogether. For a program that has been a staple of daytime television for decades, this would be a historic collapse. And at the center of it all, Sunny Hostin. Sunny Hostin's career is now on the line. Her reckless comment didn't just damage her credibility, it cost ABC an unimaginable amount of money. And now, she's nowhere to be found. No public statements, no social media responses, no interviews defending herself. For someone who has always been outspoken and fearless, her total silence is telling. And let's be honest, if ABC needs a scapegoat to save face, Sunny Hostin is first on the chopping block. Her days on The View could be numbered. So what happens now? Does The View survive this crisis? Or is this the beginning of the end? Does Sunny Hostin apologize? Or is her career over? And could this lawsuit change how media outlets operate, making reckless defamation a thing of the past? One thing is certain. This was a reckoning that The View never saw coming. And the world is watching to see what happens next. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more updates. This story is far from over.